to my channel.
Oh my god,
My special
I thought
guest.
I'd never make it here.
Haladi, what you mean? My best friends for over 30 years in my channel. Say hello, Haladi.
Hello, everyone.
So, today she's going to be sharing a little bit. We're going to have a conversation between each other, but she'll be sharing more about her. And we're just here, like, waiting to see.
Well, let me say before
yes.
you ask me a question,
Yes.
I am really, really proud of you doing this. I'm not trying to make you cry. This is
Why?
real.
Okay.
I'm really proud of you, like taking like this step, and it's so brave of you to like, have this open space not only to share of yourself, but to bring other people to share. And I just feel like, to me, it's so touching that you, with everything that you've been through in life, are taking this platform to kind of heal, like I feel like this is also healing for you to do this, and and that's why I have to say that it's very like heartwarming and touching to see you doing this, and
thank you.
I love you.
love you. Yeah, I mean, it's been a journey for me, an exciting one. I didn't think I was gonna have so many people talking in the platform, and things that I've heard, I'm like, wow, like I didn't want to know so much, but we're here for that, right? Like,
right.
But like, we're here to heal. Like, we're not gonna be 100% heal ever, but let's be the better version of ourselves. Let's try to get there somehow, right?
Yep.
So the first question for you today is, we're gonna just have a conversation. I'm nervous. So it's can you share oh my god, I just got a deja vu. I gotta say it.
What?
It was just that, like, this was happening.
Really?
Like, yes.
Oh, like we were here before.
Actually here before.
I'm
It's
pretty
crazy.
sure.
Yeah, probably. Can you share a personal story about the moment in your journey of healing with your younger self?
Yes. So in my journey of healing, my journey of healing has been like pretty long. I think like I've been trying to like dig deeper into like the layers of myself for quite some time. I want to say like maybe like 10 plus years, where it's almost like you're like in this stage in life where life is happening so fast, and a lot of like big life moments are happening, and joyous moments. You're having children, you're buying houses, you're doing all this stuff, where you're kind of like just going on autopilot because you're living through it. But 10 years ago, I want to say more or less, like that's where my journey started, where I was like starting to notice a lot of like different emotions in me that I couldn't no longer ignore. And we're not gonna say our age here, but 10 years ago, but 10 years ago is around the age where, medically speaking and biologically speaking, women start, like our hormones start like changing. There's things happening that we sometimes don't understand. So a lot of it could have been like hormonally like induced. But I'm thankful for it, because it drew me to like kind of like dig a little bit deeper. At first it was just like by reading some books. It wasn't until about 6 years ago, I want to say 5 years ago, that I started really going to therapy. Like that I started going to therapy, period. And then that's when I started digging a little bit deeper. It took me like 2 or 3 people before I can actually click with somebody.
Yes, click. It's really hard.
But my current
I
one,
just lost mine.
No, really?
The guy.
Oh, the guy. I remember you told me about him.
I lost
He
him.
was
Like,
Puerto Rican, you said,
Puerto
right?
Rican, and he moved up in the company, and I got somebody
from the same
organization.
Same,
but I'm not too in tune with her, but I'm trying her.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I think you have to try, and like if that's not a good fit or it's not aligning with where you are, then you move
have to
on.
Get somebody else.
Yeah,
definitely.
like I feel like that was my case. The first few people, I want to say like 3 people or maybe 4. But then the one that I have now, the thing that made me click so much with her was that she is a first generation oldest daughter of immigrants. So she is me, basically.
Yes,
me and a lot of us, right?
Yes.
So anyway, the first time that I started connecting with her and like connecting with myself in that respect, it was more along those lines. Like what are the things that I do that are coming from a place of trauma because of the place that I landed in my family. Like it's nothing nobody did anything to me, but I happen to be the oldest daughter, first generation of an immigrant family. So there's a lot of trauma that we don't call it trauma, but we just call it like it is what it is.
It is what it is.
But there's a lot of exactly.
Eso pasa, muchacho.
Eso es lo que es. Like tú eres la mayor, tú tienes que cuidar tus hermanitos, tú tienes que cocinar, tú tienes que hacer esto, whatever. So all of those things, I started digging deeper into it, like what it caused in me. And so to your question, like I think the point in my healing journey, as that kind of clicked like with my younger self, was understanding that I never prioritized my needs because I was always concerned about everybody else's needs, right? So that like led me to also
be like that.
Yeah, like be
the whole your whole
yeah,
life.
like that carried into my adulthood, and that led me to be a person that didn't really think like my needs are important because I didn't want to bother my parents, or I didn't want to like be a burden to them when they were, you know, counting on me to kind of be the older sister, like cuida tu hermanito. Like there was a time when between I was like 13 and like 17, I think, that my mom was working 2 jobs and my dad was working overnight, and I would have to cook. Like I would be the one that had to cook for all of us.
And you were at what age, you said?
Between like 13 and 17, I want to say. So maybe 13 and 17. I know that I learned how to cook around like 11 or 12.
Age,
yeah. And you know, so those were like responsibilities that fell on me, that I kind of like didn't allow myself to be like, I need this or I need that. And the moment, I'm going to tell you the moment, because I spoke to this with my therapist, was on my 8th grade graduation. I used to go to Catholic school, St. Jude's. Shout out to St. Jude's on Dykeman. Well, on 204. Oh, it's where IAL
where they are
used
now.
to be.
Yeah.
Oh, they're still there?
No,
they used to be, yeah. So anyway, I used to go there. So my 8th grade graduation dance happened to be on the day that my little brother was born.
Oh, wow.
So my mom went into labor in the morning. Granted, my mom had already helped me. Like I remember we like bought like my stuff, like my dress. I remember it was like the pleated skirts were in style, so it was like a pleated skirt with like a top, and you know, I had gone to the salon and everything. But my mom went into labor in the morning. And I was like, oh my God, what the heck? Like, and I was scared. It was at night. It was like at 5 p.m. And I was like, what's gonna, like, in my mind, I was like, am I gonna be able to go to this? But I never said anything because I didn't want to worry them, or I didn't want to like add a burden to them. So ended up being that I did end up going. I don't remember who took me. I think maybe my grandma walked me or something. Anyway, the point is that when I was there, my mom was almost giving birth. She was in the hospital the whole day. That's how come I ended up going. But then she ended up going into labor, and I had to leave. So it was like I was there for like a little. I remember being there for like a little bit of time. It was Brian. It was Brian. Yeah, because I was 12 when Brian was born. And so that was the moment I think that I kind of, to me, was a turning point in the sense of like thinking that I don't matter, like that wasn't like my things aren't important, like this is more important. And I didn't even feel it at the time. At the time, I probably felt joy that I was gonna have a little brother, because I was super excited about it, right? So like I felt joy at the moment, but digging into it, you know, later as an adult, it made me sad, because I'm like, that was the moment that I decided that my joys didn't matter. You know. And like something that was important for me, you know, didn't matter. I decided that. My family never said that Brian being born was more important. It was just something that happened. It was something that just happened to happen logistically. But I decided in that moment, like, that my joy or my things weren't as important as everybody else.
This was, you always putting somebody else in front of you.
Exactly.
And your needs. And sometimes that leads us to where we are at now. Where
exactly.
We are, I mean, therapy, everybody should take it, right?
Listen, yes.
But I mean, others need it more than others, and it leads us there because of the things that we didn't unfold and we thought they were right at the moment, you know? But it totally, thank you for sharing. It was awesome, because a lot of people don't talk, they don't say these things.
And so crazy, I didn't even know this question was a question before.
Like, she doesn't know nothing, like nothing. This is just me
so
putting my
funny.
things together, and I'm like, let's say we're unfolding over here. It's a conversation. The next one is, what inspired you to start this journey, this healing journey, this?
I think I said it before. Like, I
Yes.
think the inspiration was just basically there was feelings happening in me that I
Yes.
could no longer ignore.
Yes, you
That
did.